ranking the top 50 players in Major League Baseball for the 2025 season. Welcome back to day 12 of the 12 days of MLB Rankings, where it all wraps up on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you're celebrating, Happy Hanukkah. Today's the big one. I rank my top 50 players in Major League Baseball. So much work and so much effort has gone into the 12 days of MLB Rankings. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for everybody clicking that sub button. Gained a ton of subs. Thank you guys all for dropping likes on these videos. It really does help support it. Big shout out to my editor, Cole, who also has a YouTube channel, No More Fielders. You can check out his channel, link in the description. Great baseball YouTuber. Couldn't do this without his help on the editing side. So without further ado, let's get going into my top 50 players for the 2025 season. Can't wait to see what you're going to say in the comment section. Getting the top 50 started at the number 50 spot, I have Alex Bregman. Bregman's not currently signed to a team, but what you're getting at Bregman every single year is about a 4 to 5 win player. An on-base percentage around the 350 range, OPS around 800 with good defense at third base. You can lock him in for 25 homers, 30 doubles, 80 RBIs a season. Last year was really the first season we saw the on-base drop a little bit, which is why I had to drop him a few spots down on this ranking. But overall, with Alex Bregman, you are getting a very good player. Going into his age 31-year-old season, the last couple years of his prime here, but Bregman still seems like he's going to be a very capable and productive player for whatever team he signs with, and I've got him starting off today's top 50. Next up, at the number 49 spot, I've got Los Angeles Dodgers third baseman Max Muncy. Muncy only played in 73 games last year, but 15 homers, 17 doubles, 48 RBIs with a 358 on base, 852 OPS for an OPS plus at 141. Muncy is an absolute stud at the plate. There's no doubt about that. Some of the best power in the game, incredible plate discipline. He's a barrel king. Max Muncy, I feel like, is an underrated player because he's not the flashiest in the field. He may not hit the most home runs in baseball, but when he's healthy for a full season, 35 plus home runs a year with 100 RBI potential and 800 OPS and a near 360 on base. That is awesome stuff from Muncy. All right, here's one of my crazy picks. At number 48, I've got Jacob deGrom. I still think he's a top 10 pitcher in Major League Baseball when healthy, and if he is healthy, he is easily a top 50 player in the league. The biggest question mark with deGrom is never the kind of player he is, it's about how many innings he will throw. Because since 2021, you're looking at a guy who has under 200 innings pitched. In those 200 innings since 2021, Jacob deGrom has a 2.01 ERA, a FIP at 1.63. He's accumulated 9 WAR, which is an insanely high amount in 200 innings. He's got a K rate at 42.5%, a walk rate at 3.3. As long as he throws innings, he is a top 50 player. That's simply all it is. Similarly, at number 47, a guy who can't stay on the field too often, Carlos Correa of the Minnesota Twins. Correa, another guy where when he's on the field, he is an awesome player. And even last year in the 86 games he played for the Twins, 14 homers, 20 doubles, 2 triples, and 54 RBIs. That's great from a counting number perspective. You're looking at a guy who could give you near 30 homer, 40 double, 100 RBIs a season from the shortstop position with great defense as well. He hit 310 with a 388 on base, 517 slugging for a 905 OPS, and OPS plus at 152. Those are top 50 player numbers in the league. He just didn't play as many games as other guys, which is why the WAR number is so much lower than the others. But even still being a near 4-win player in 80 games, come on guys, he's a top 50 player, no doubt. For the 46th best player in Major League Baseball, Atlanta Braves ace Spencer Strider. It's pretty crazy that Strider basically missed all of last season. The Braves were still so good. Imagine how good they'll be when they have Strider on the mound. Because since Strider's been called up, not only has he been one of the nastiest pitchers in Major League Baseball, he's simply just been one of the most productive. Since his call-up, we've seen him throw about 320 innings of a 3.37 ERA. He has a FIP at 2.48, which is among the lowest in Major League Baseball. He's been worth 10 WAR, which is also still so crazy about deGrom. And the thing you love the most about Spencer Strider is the stuff. He's rocking a near 40% K rate at 37.4% and a walk rate around 8. The numbers love Strider. The stuff is nasty. He should be back healthy this season after missing almost all of 2024. Another guy who, when he's healthy, he will be dominant. Next up at the number 45 spot, I've got Riley Green, outfielder for the Detroit Tigers. Riley Green, I feel like, was slept on so hard last year. He was so good with the Tigers at age 23. 24 homers, 27 doubles, 6 triples, 74 RBIs, hitting 262 with a 348 on base, 479 slugging, and an 827 OPS for an OPS plus at 133. Truthfully, ask most people around the league, I don't think they realized how good Riley Green actually was at the plate. Defensively, we also know he's pretty good out there in the outfield. He's a good athlete, and he's got the pop, he's got the plate discipline, he's got everything that you want, and he's going into his 24-year-old season next year for the Tigers. He was a major reason why they made the playoffs on that postseason push, and I expect him to make an even bigger impact in 2025. The guy's really talented. Little more AL Central love at number 44. I've got Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. we can't keep sleeping on Steven Kwan. And what was really cool about Kwan's game last year is he hit way more home runs than he had in the past. His first 2 seasons in Major League Baseball, he played over 300 games and combined had 11 home runs. Last year in 122 games, 14 homers, 16 doubles, 3 triples, and 44 RBIs with 12 stolen bases, hitting .292 with a .368 on base, .425 slugging, and an OPS at .793 for an OPS plus at .126. He's one of the best defensive left fielders in the game. He won another Gold Glove last year, the 3rd straight season. He's a batting average and on-base king. He walked more than he struck out. And if he's going to be hitting near 15 home runs a year, I mean, if he played a full 162, you might be looking at a 20 home run year for Steven Kwan. That's an immensely valuable player for this Cleveland Guardians team. It may not be the most conventional way to put up production offensively, at least not in modern baseball, but it's working for Kwan and the Guardians. Coming in as the 43rd best player in Major League Baseball, Milwaukee Brewers outfielder Jackson Chourio. Ooh, I'm such a big Chourio fan. At 20 years of age, he was unbelievable last year, and I'm going to read you his full season numbers and then his second half splits. That's what makes me the most excited about this 21-year-old going into 2025. For the full season, 21 homers, 29 doubles, 79 RBIs with 22 stolen bases, .275 average, .327 on base, .464 slugging for a .791 OPS. In the second half, Chourio played in 63 games, hit 12 homers, 17 doubles, stole 12 bases, a .310 average, .363 on base, .552 slugging for an OPS at .914. The numbers were crazy in the last 60 of the season for Chourio. He really started to figure it out once he got a little more comfortable at the major league level, and all signs are pointing to Jackson Chourio being a future MVP candidate. At 21 years old next season, he'll definitely be a top 50 player. Let's head down south here for number 42, Marcell Ozuna, DH for the Atlanta Braves. I normally don't love putting many DHs on my list, but the way Ozuna's hit the last couple seasons, he really does deserve to be here. 2024, he finished 4th in the MVP voting, really carried that Atlanta Braves offense. 39 homers, 31 doubles, 104 RBIs with a .302 average, .378 on base is absolutely disgusting. .546 slugging for a .925 OPS and an OPS plus at .154, and that's coming off a 2023 season where he hit 40 long balls and 100 RBIs, .905 OPS, OPS plus at .140. Yes, he hasn't played the field. Yes, he's a bit of a decisive person and player, but strictly on the field, Marcell Ozuna is an absolute beast at the plate, and I do think that puts him still inside this top 50 despite only being a DH. The bat is that good. Just missing on the top 40 at number 41, I've got Brent Rooker of the Oakland A's. Similarly to Ozuna, the bat is way too good to ignore. Brent Rooker statistically was one of the better hitters in baseball last year. On a horrible Oakland A's team, he finished 10th in the MVP voting, won a Silver Slugger, 39 homers, 26 doubles, 112 RBIs with a sneaky 11 stolen bases, hitting .293 with a .365 on base, .562 slugging for an OPS at .927, OPS plus at .165. He was 65% better than league average, second straight season of 30 homers. The numbers are great on Brent Rooker. The dude absolutely mashes. Top 50, yes, just outside the top 40 though, again, because he is a DH. Getting the top 40 started at the number 40 spot, I've got Willy Adames now of the San Francisco Giants. First off, love this move by the Giants. I think it is a great fit. I think he's a great player. Adames finished 10th in the MVP voting in the National League last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. He had a career season, 32 homers, 33 doubles, 112 RBIs with 21 stolen bases is phenomenal, especially with the great defense that Adames plays at shortstop. A .251 average, .331 on base, .462 slugging for an OPS at .794 and an OPS plus at .118. We know the dude can absolutely mash. We know he's got power potential. We know he can steal bases now. He's a great fielder. He's arguably a 5-tool player at the shortstop position. Great signing by the Giants. Gotta have him inside my top 40. For 39th best player in Major League Baseball, sunny San Diego, Jackson Merrill. Merrill, as a rookie center fielder playing the position for essentially the first time really in his career, was an absolute stud. A major reason why the Padres were able to make the playoffs. This guy was not only good on the field, but he came up big in their biggest moments. Guy's clutch. 156 games last year as a rookie, finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting, 9th in MVP, won a Silver Slugger, made the All-Star team, 24 homers, 31 doubles, 6 triples with 90 RBIs and 16 stolen bases, hitting .292 with a .326 on base, 500 slugging for an OPS at .826 and an OPS plus at .127. And defensively in center field, he was awesome. Another guy who's looking like a 5-tool player possibly, and he's only 22 years old next year. The young talent on this list is out of control. Jackson Merrill's a part of it. I'm going to be honest, if you told me Jackson Merrill was going to be a top 50 player after his rookie season, I would have been shocked, but the numbers and the production were so good. Staying out west, Willy Adames' teammate up next here at number 38, I've got Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman legitimately has an argument to be a little bit higher on this list. I just want to see him do this 7-win season again for another season before going crazy, because last year, truthfully, was one of the more valuable players in the National League. 27 homers, 39 doubles, 78 RBIs with 15 stolen bases, hitting .247 with a .328 on base, .463 slugging, and a .790 OPS for an OPS plus at 125. With that amazing Gold Glove defense over at third base, the Giants have the left side of the infield locked down, and defensively, there might not be a better duo in all of Major League Baseball, and they both can be 30 home run a year guys with that great defense. The future's looking bright in San Francisco. Matt Chapman is obviously a major part of it. Next up at number 37, I've got another third baseman here, Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves. Last year was a down season for Riley. Of course, he got that injury late in the year, only played in 110 games, so the numbers don't sound or look that great. 19 homers, 26 doubles, 56 RBIs, a .256 average, .322 on base, .461 slugging for an OPS at 783, OPS plus at 115. Those were basically career lows since his breakout in 2021. The numbers really haven't been close to that because those previous 3 years, he was about a 5 to 6 win player, which is absolutely disgusting. I had to drop him down a few spots in today's video because of the down season. He looked human for the first time in a couple years. But man, when Austin Riley is cooking and when he's healthy and ready to go, this is a premier player in Major League Baseball. So with a bounce back season like I expect in 2025, expect him to fly back up these rankings. Coming in at number 36, oh my god, another third baseman? I didn't even realize I did this. Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres. Similarly to Austin Riley, while he had a good season, it wasn't necessarily the greatest for Manny Machado. And when I talk about it wasn't as great of a season, it's because defensively, Manny Machado actually had a negative OAA last year. Now, I know he did a lot of DHing, and he was coming back from an injury, so they didn't want to use him in the field as much. But that does hurt his value if he is not as good in the field. Because offensively, he was only 20% better than league average, so there are other players comparable to that. And if he's not going to be elite in the field, I do have to bump him down a few. But still, he's an amazing player. 29 homers, 30 doubles, 105 RBIs, 11 stolen bases, .275 average, .325 on base, .472 slugging for .797 OPS. And again, that OPS plus at 120. Machado's ranking really does depend on where he is defensively because the bat's obviously going to be good. Does he have that elite glove? We'll have to wait and see in 2025. I still think he does, but last year he didn't, so I did have to drop him down a few. National League West is loaded. At number 35, Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Carroll had a down season last year, so again, had to drop him a few spots, but another guy who, if you look at the splits, Corbin Carroll had a much better second half than first half. Big reason, had a shoulder injury at the end of 2023, usually takes about a year to recover, and it seems like once we got around that year point, he all of a sudden started to hit for power again, and it kind of saved his numbers for the season. 22 homers, 22 doubles, 14 triples, which were the most in Major League Baseball, 74 RBIs, 35 stolen bases, hitting .231 with a .322 on base, .428 slugging for an OPS at 749. That's an OPS plus for 107. And again, quickly, in the second half, you're looking at a guy with a .919 OPS, .350 on base, hit 17 of those 22 homers in those 64 games in the second half. Clearly something was wrong with him. He was so much better. Still a top 50 player easily in my eyes. Rafi Big Scoops, this dude is a beast at the plate. I feel like he is a criminally underrated player in Major League Baseball. I'll say this, defensively, horrendous. Don't want to watch him play third base, but at the plate, he is so in control. He is so dominant. The dude just continues to put up numbers. He's only 28 years old. He's already got 200 homers, 250 doubles in his career, an 856 OPS for the career last year, 28 homers, 34 doubles, 5 triples, which is kind of shocking, 83 RBIs, hit .272 with a .354 on base, .516 slugging for 871 OPS and an OPS plus at 139, finished 13th in the MVP voting All-Star game. The guy just mashes every single year at the plate. Major Rafael Devers fan. Happy to bump him up a spot in the top 50 rankings. Big jump up here, 15 spots at number 33. I've got Blake Snell now of the Los Angeles Dodgers. First off, Blake Snell moving to the Dodgers, awesome for his career trajectory. That's great. Second off, Blake Snell was sneaky amazing last year. In 104 innings, a 3.12 ERA with a whip at 1.048 and a FIP at 2.43. A K rate at 34.7% was one of the best in the league. A walk rate right around 10% is actually kind of low for Blake Snell. And when you have the swing and miss stuff, you don't worry about the walks too much because nobody's getting hits or home runs off of him. So his base runners are kind of irrelevant. And again, a big thing with Blake Snell last year is he started the year slow and then had the injury because he signed late in the offseason. But in the second half of the year, after the first 8 starts of the season, he had a 6 ERA. The last 12, he had a 1.45 ERA, a whip at .849. The guy was disgusting. And we know if he throws 180 innings, he wins the Cy Young because the 2 times he's thrown more than 180, he's won the Cy Young both of those times. Gotta start throwing respect on Blake Snell's name. One of the best pitchers in the game. Dropping down a few spots here at number 32, I've got Matt Olsen of the Atlanta Braves. I still believe in Olsen despite having quite a down season last year. Coming off of a 54 homer, 139 RBI season, Matt Olsen finished the year with 29 homers, 37 doubles, 98 RBIs, hitting 247 with a 333 on base, 457 slugging for a 790 OPS and an OPS plus at 118. Truthfully, I think the big reason was Ronald Acuna was not on base last year for him because he was injured. I think with a healthy Ronald Acuna, Matt Olsen can be expected to bounce right back because that dude's always on base, therefore making it harder to pitch to Matt Olsen. He gets better pitches to hit, and he puts up crazy numbers. He has some of the best raw power in the league, so even though it was a down year, I'm not going to penalize him too much because I still think he's a premier hitter in the game. And he's also great defensively at first base. Not that that really matters that much, but that's a bonus. Sticking with the Atlanta Braves, just missing on the top 30 at number 31, Chris Sale. What a season Chris Sale had for the Braves last year. I mean, wow. First off, won the Cy Young Award. That's amazing. Got MVP votes. Gold Glove, All-Star game. But what was most impressive is that basically since the 2020 season, he had thrown about 150 innings. Last year, he threw 177 of those, a 2.38 ERA, lowest in Major League Baseball, had the lowest FIP in the league at 2.09, won 18 games, the most in Major League Baseball, a whip at 1.013, had the highest K per 9, the lowest home runs per 9. The K rate was out of control at 32% with a walk rate of 5.6. Everything Chris Sale did last year was pure domination. As long as he stays healthy, you have a Cy Young candidate on your hands. Save the Braves season in 2024. Keeping it in the NL East at number 30, I've got Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Trey Turner put up another solid season with the Phillies. I had him ranked at 29. I have him at 30 now. The numbers were almost identical. In 121 games, he hit 21 homers, 25 doubles, 62 RBIs with 19 stolen bases, hitting 295 with a 338 on base, 469 slugging, 807 OPS for an OPS plus at 124. He's just straight up a good player. He is a good hitter. He is a good shortstop. I don't know if we're going to see those MVP top 5 finishes like we saw in the early 2020s from Trey Turner, but he's about a 4 to 5 win player every year, steals some bases. He's really good for the Phillies. Next up at the number 29 spot, Corbin Burns, not currently signed to a team. Last year with the Orioles, Corbin Burns, what do you know? He was amazing again, gave you near 200 innings for the third straight season, made 32 starts, a 2.92 ERA, a whip at 1.096 with a FIP at 3.55. The only cause for concern is that Corbin Burns' K rate dropped for the fourth straight season, down to 23.1%, but he just limits hard contact so well. People don't barrel up the baseball on him. Even when he's not getting the strikeouts, he's able to be this dominant because the stuff is that good. He finished 5th in the Cy Young voting last year for the Orioles. I don't know why he hasn't been signed yet, because the dude's clearly going to be worth it. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Someone's going to pay this man soon, I'm sure. If they don't already by the time of recording this, he is not signed. But yeah, he's inside the top 30 for me for sure. For the 28th best player in Major League Baseball, I still got to put Jose Altuve in here of the Houston Astros. The little engine that could. I mean, this dude still continues to mash and mash and mash every year. Now, while last season wasn't one of his best offensive years recently, it was still pretty dang good. 20 homers, 31 doubles, 65 RBIs with 22 stolen bases, hit 295 with a 350 on base, 439 slugging, 790 OPS for an OPS plus at 126. All-Star game, Silver Slugger, major reason why the Astros are as good as they are every season. Gets the game going in the leadoff spot. He's got pop. While defensively, he's not as sharp as he was at second base like he was in his earlier years. Altuve is still a top 30 player in my eyes until we see him not play like one, and that hasn't happened yet. Huge jump up here. After not being ranked last year at number 27, I've got Cal Raleigh, catcher for the Seattle Mariners. Call me crazy, but Cal Raleigh is just simply one of the most valuable players in baseball right now because at the catcher position, which is a little bit weaker, he gives you great offense along with phenomenal defense behind the plate. Yes, he is going to strike out a lot, 176 strikeouts last year, but 34 homers, 100 RBIs, a 312 on base, 436 slugging, 748 OPS. May not sound crazy, but that's an OPS plus at 119 at the catcher position. Finished 12th in the MVP voting, won a Gold Glove again. Again, that defense is phenomenal for Big Dumper back there. Elite framer, good caught stealing. I'm a major Cal Raleigh stan. This might be an aggressive ranking, but truthfully, he has been so good these last 2 years. I gotta throw some respect on Cal Raleigh's name. Plus, I do love some catchers. Just missing on the top 25 at number 26, I've got Jiren Duran of the Boston Red Sox. Wow, what a year Jiren Duran had last year. On Baseball Reference, near 9 WAR player. I'm just gonna say this immediately. I don't know if he's gonna be able to repeat that. I think he's gonna be very good. Near 9 WAR is insane. 21 homers, 48 doubles, 14 triples on the season with 75 RBIs and 34 stolen bases in 160 games. He hit 285 with a 342 on base, 492 slugging for an OPS at 834, OPS plus at 129. Finished 8th in the MVP voting, made the the All-Star team, won the All-Star Game MVP. It was a dream season for Jiren Duran on the field. Big fan of his game. Happy to see the breakout finally happen for him. He's a very talented player. Moving to left field is technically going to hurt his value, but to me, he's still a top 25-ish player in the league. He was so good last year. Getting the top 25 start at the number 25 spot, I've got Garrett Crochet of the Chicago White Sox. Crochet was so awesome last year. First time being a starter, 146 innings, a 3.58 ERA, a whip at 1.068, and a FIP at 2.69. Struck out over 200 batters in those 146 innings, and we know he only got the innings limit because he basically told the White Sox, I'm not pitching deep into games if you're not going to extend me or trade me. They finally traded him to the Red Sox, and he looks like he's destined to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. 35% K rate, 5.5% walk rate, with a fastball that touches 100 from the left side. Disgusting. Great move for the Red Sox, great move for Crochet. This feels crazy, but at number 24, I've got Mike Trout. This feels so dirty, but Trout just simply doesn't play. Trout has not played more than 120 games since pre-pandemic. And yeah, when he does play, he's awesome. The last time we saw him play kind of the semblance of a season, he hit 40 homers, 28 doubles, 80 RBIs, and an OPS at 1,000. The last 2 years, he's played 111 games, 28 homers, 15 doubles, 58 RBIs, and OPS at 860 with a 357 on base, 504 slugging, OPS plus 134. It's literally just a health thing for Trout, which is so annoying because, he's so good, but until he's healthy, I just can't put him as high as I have in previous years. He's not a top 10 player right now because of the injuries. Secondly, not even a top 20 player. Ugh, I'm sick to my stomach doing this. Just one spot ahead of him at number 23, I've got Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners. I'm kind of flipping back on Julio Rodriguez. I think he's getting a lot of hate because the year production has gone down since his rookie season each year. But the Mariners offense was horrible last year. That's a terrible place to hit. I still think we're maybe being a little too harsh on him because the talent level is out of control on a guy like J-Rod. Again, last year was disappointing. 20 homers, 17 doubles, 68 RBIs with 24 stolen bases, nothing to write home about, especially with a 273 average, 325 on base, 409 slugging for 734 OPS plus a 116. But I feel like he felt the pressure to be that MVP player. It affected his game. At 21, 22 years old, he was finishing inside the top 5 of MVP voting. Gold Glove center fielder, that hasn't changed. I think you just gotta take a deep breath. Focus up. This is like the floor for him. The ceiling is one of the best players in the game. Another major riser in today's video, at number 22, I've got William Contreras of the Milwaukee Brewers. I am so in on William Contreras as a player. This dude is phenomenal. Last year, 155 games with the Brewers. It's a lot of catching, but man, he's still great. 23 homers, 37 doubles, 2 triples, 92 RBIs with 9 stolen bases. He hit 281 with a 365 on base, which is just so good. 466 slugging, 831 OPS for an OPS plus at 129. 5th in the MVP voting, All-Star Game, Silver Slugger. And what's crazy is his second half numbers were so good. 896 OPS in the second half, a near 400 on base percentage, 500 slugging, 12 homers, 14 doubles in those 62 games. With that great defense behind the plate, William Contreras does this again. He's a top 20 player. But right now, I've got him at number 22. And then just missing on the top 20, at number 21, I've got Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres. Had to drop him out of the top 20 despite having a better offensive year because the glove kinda was not good in 2024. Which is crazy because in 2023, he was incredible. The guy won the Platinum Glove. So I don't know what to do about the defense. I'm sure he's good. Overall with Tatis, we're still waiting for him to return to his pre-injury PED suspension form, where he was arguably one of the 5 best players in baseball. We see glimpses of it at times. Still hasn't happened yet. Last year, 21 homers, 21 doubles, 49 RBIs, 11 stolen bases with an 833 OPS plus at 130. But he only played in 102 games. We still haven't seen him play more than 140. There are concerns with Tatis, but man, this talent, again, is just so incredibly good. I have to keep him in this top 20 range. Getting the top 20 started at number 20, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, get in the comment section, call me crazy for calling a 22-year-old rookie one of the 20 best players in baseball as a pitcher, but did you see what Paul Skeens did? I mean, you could see the numbers on the screen. 133 innings, a 1.96 ERA. Mind you, I don't care about wins, but he won 11 games for the Pirates, a bad team. A whip under 1 at .947, a FIP at 2.44. He won Rookie of the Year, finished 3rd in the Cy Young voting, got MVP votes for the Pirates, struck out 33% of the batters he faced, walked only 6, throws 102, has a splinker. Everything that Paul Skeens does is disgusting. Honestly, you can make a debate that he should be even higher on this list. He's that good. The hype? Oh yeah, he lived up to it. Next up at number 19, I've got Freddy Freeman of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Last year was a more difficult year for Freddy Freeman than he's accustomed to, and I know injuries plus the off-the-field concerns with his family definitely played a part in his production. 22 homers, 35 doubles, 89 RBIs. That's a low for the first time in a long time that we haven't seen from Freddy Freeman, but still, he was awesome. He was a 143 OPS OPS plus, 43% better than league average. 282 average, 373 on base, 476 slugging for an 854 OPS. The guy is an absolute stud. All-star game, near 5-win player playing first base. Gotta love Freddy Freeman. Got another World Series last year as well. The guy really is just so good. Hall of Fame player, without a doubt. And just one spot ahead of him at number 18, I've got Bryce Harper of the Philadelphia Phillies. Really feel like I'm splitting hairs with him and Freddy Freeman. I'll give Harper the benefit of the doubt because he's a couple years younger, had a better season, and yeah, they're both amazing. Bryce Harper last year, 30 homers, 42 doubles, 87 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, hit 285 with a 373 on base, 525 slugging for an OPS at 898, an OPS plus at 149, 6th in the MVP voting, All-Star Game Silver Slugger. Another guy who is going to be a future Hall of Famer. Bryce Harper is just so dang good. Also, fun fact, next year will be his 7th year on the Phillies, officially the same amount of years he played with the Nationals. That hurts my brain. And then just one spot ahead of Harper, again, how close it is at first base for me. At number 17, I've got Vlad Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays. After a disappointing 2023, Vladdy bounced back as well as he physically could have in 2024. At age 25, 30 homers, 44 doubles, 103 RBIs, a 323 average, 396 on base, 544 slugging for an OPS at 940. We hadn't seen Vladdy put up these numbers since he got to play in a minor league park in 2021. Finished 6th in the MVP voting, All-Star Game Silver Slugger. Defense at first base is atrocious, but I don't really care because at the plate, it was hard to find many better hitters in Major League Baseball, and he's still so young in a contract year. I'm expecting him to go absolutely off in Toronto. He's gonna get paid. Just missing on the top 15 at number 16, I've got Zack Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies. Wheeler is another pitcher who is just so dang good. Every single year, right around 200 innings pitched. He did it again last season, 200 flat, a 2.57 ERA, a National League best whip at .955, finished second in the Cy Young voting, 12th in the MVP. He struck out 28.5% of the batters he faced, the highest of his career since 2021. Walked 6.6%. The stuff is amazing. He's got a splitter now too, which just isn't really fair. I will never forgive Brodie Van Wagenen for not re-signing Zack Wheeler to the Mets. The Phillies got a good one. A borderline top 15, even top 10 player. He is that good. Zack Wheeler's such an ace. Okay, ready for the tomatoes. At number 15, I've got Elly De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds. Am I crazy aggressive with this right now? Yes. Do I care? No. Because I believe that Elly De La Cruz is one of the 15 most talented players in Major League Baseball. I don't think you can make that argument. Maybe production-wise you can, but talent-wise, no shot. In 160 games last year, at 22 years old, Elly De La Cruz, 25 homers, 36 doubles, 10 triples, 76 RBIs, with a Major League best 67 stolen bases, hit 259 with a 339 on base, 471 slugging for an OPS at 809. That was good for an OPS plus at 119. And defensively, was elite at the shortstop position. Some of the highest OAA in Major League Baseball. Finished 8th in the MVP voting, made the All-Star team, and he's going to be 23 in January. It is hard to find a more exciting young player in Major League Baseball right now than Elly De La Cruz. The athleticism, the raw power, the talent is through the roof. If he can cut down the strikeouts even a little bit, this is going to be one of the 5 best players in the league. For the 14th best player in Major League Baseball, it's hard not to put Yordon Alvarez here. I mean, this guy at the plate is just out of control. He was healthy last year, 147 games. We saw 35 homers, 34 doubles, 86 RBIs, a 308 average, 392 on base, near 400 is always insane, a 567 slugging for an OPS at 959, OPS plus at 172. Again, to be a DH to get this high, you have to be such a phenomenal hitter. Yordon Alvarez is clearly that guy. 172 OPS plus. I mean, I literally don't care if he ever steps foot defensively in the field. When he swings the bat like this, he can do whatever he wants because he's that good of a hitter and he's that valuable. One of the most talented hitters in baseball. For the highest ranked pitcher in today's video, at number 13, I've got Tarik Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. What Skubal did last year was pretty phenomenal. Won the Cy Young in the American League, 7th in MVP voting, was an all-star game player, 192 innings, which was by far a career high, 18 wins, tied for the most in Major League Baseball, a 2.39 ERA, struck out the most batters in the league at 228, had a FIP at 2.49, ERA plus 170. Those were the best in the American League, and a whip under 1 for the second straight year at .922. Skubal struck out over 30% of the batters he faced, walked under 5%. Those numbers really don't make any sense in my brain. Skubal is nasty. Skubal is disgusting. He was healthy, and he was the best pitcher in baseball, right outside the top 10. Down a few spots, but still a borderline top 10 player. At number 12, I've got Cory Seager of the Texas Rangers. Biggest shock last year for Cory Seager, he was great defensively. That's never been his calling card, but in the field, he was awesome last year for the Rangers. And of course, at the plate, he was still a beast. It wasn't the 2023 season, but again, maybe chalk that up to the World Series hangover. Still, 145 OPS plus, that's insane. 30 homers, 21 doubles, 74 RBIs. Of course, he still didn't play a full season, only 123 games because he's Cory Seager, but a 278 average, 353 on base, 512 slugging for an 864 OPS with good defense. Yeah, Cory Seager's still an amazing player. And then just missing on the top 10 at number 11, in Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm always going to throw respect on Ketel Marte's name. This dude is absolutely disgusting. 36 homers, 23 doubles, 95 RBIs, a 292 average, 372 on base, 560 slugging for a 932 OPS plus at 155. If he didn't get hurt, he was really given a run for his money at one point to Shohei Ohtani for the MVP. Ohtani ended up breaking away because he's a freak, but that's how good Marte was. It was a conversation at one point. Arizona, he got slept on, but now I think on the national stage, people know everything about this dude. He is a freak. He's a great second baseman as well. Just outside the top 10, though. I really wanted to find a way to get him in there, but he goes at number 11 right now. Shout out Ketel Marte. Beast. Getting the top 10 started at number 10, J-Ram, Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. Oh man, J-Ram is so good. Last year, what a season. A near 7 WAR player, according to Baseball Reference, was almost a 40-40-40 guy. That means 40 homers, 40 doubles, 40 stolen bases, because he finished with 39 homers, 39 doubles, 41 stolen bases, 118 RBIs, 279 average, 335 on base, 537 slugging with an OPS at 872, OPS plus 143. He was also great defensively at the position, finished 5th in MVP voting. Another guy who's a future Hall of Famer. Also, J-Ram has played 12 years in the league. Oh my God, I'm getting old. Next up at the number 9 spot, J-Ram's former teammate, shortstop for my favorite team, the New York Mets, Francisco Lindor. Throw some respect on Francisco Lindor's name. Was a near 7-win player last year. Defensively at the shortstop position, you might not be able to find anybody better. The guy's glove is disgusting. And at the plate, he was phenomenal. Had the best offensive season of his career last year with the Mets. 33 homers, 39 doubles, a triple, and 91 RBIs with 29 stolen bases. So he was a near 30-30-30 guy with premier Gold Glove caliber defense at the shortstop position. Finished second in the MVP voting in the National League, only behind Shohei Ohtani. 273 average, 344 on base, 500 slugging for an OPS at 844, OPS plus at 138. This is a top 10 player in Major League Baseball. This ain't even Mets bias. If you don't think so, you're biased against the Mets. One of the best players in the league, but I can already see the top comments now. And that's why Francisco Lindor is the best player in baseball. He's close. Well, at least he's in the top 10. Up a few spots here at number 8, newly acquired Chicago Cubs outfielder Kyle Tucker. Yeah, Kyle Tucker is just that dude. Last year he was ranked 12th, and despite only playing 78 games, that's how good they were that he moves up. In those 78 last year, 23 homers, 13 doubles, 49 RBIs with 11 stolen bases. He hit 289 with a 408 on base, 585 slugging, 993 OPS for an OPS plus of 181. He was on pace to be an MVP candidate last year if he played more games before the injury, and even before that, he was a 30 homer, 30 double, 100 RBI a year guy with 30 stolen bases. He's so good, Kyle Tucker. What a move by the Cubs to get him. Will they be able to extend him? That's yet to be seen, but you should try your hardest. He's going to be like a $500 million player. Oh yeah, and he's only 28 next year. Down a few spots at number 7, I've got Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. Last year, Acuna got hurt again, toward the ACL. You feel so bad for the guy. When he's healthy, fully healthy, we saw what he could do in 2023. One of the best seasons we've seen in Major League Baseball. 41 homers, 35 doubles, 73 stolen bases is insane. He had a 337 average, 416 on base, 596 slugging for an OPS at 1012, OPS plus at 171. He won the MVP. We know that it's going to take him a little bit of time to recover fully from an ACL because 2022 was not nearly as good as an MVP season. So that's why I have to drop him down a little bit. The production is just not going to be as amazing, but it's still going to be really darn good. Just missing on the top 5 at number 6, I've got Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mookie is just that dude. He's a top 5 player in baseball pretty much every single season. Only played in 116 last year due to an injury, 19 homers, 24 doubles, 75 RBIs with 16 stolen bases. He's now going to be playing shortstop full-time, which the Dodgers have committed to, which is crazy because he's an amazing right fielder. He's a pretty good shortstop defensively, not the greatest, but that's the faith the Dodgers have in a guy like Mookie Betts as a former shortstop. Will take an elite right fielder, move him to that position. You just don't see that. It's so incredibly valuable. And even last year in what was like not the sharpest of years for him, 289 average, 372 on base, 491 slugging for an OPS at 863, OPS plus at 145. He's a freak, generational type baseball player. Getting the top 5 started at the number 5 spot, Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles. I don't think we can undersell how good Gunnar Henderson was last year. 9 WAR on Baseball Reference, 37 homers, 31 doubles, 92 RBIs with 21 stolen bases as a 23-year-old. He hit 281 with 364 on base, 529 slugging, OPS at 893, OPS plus at 159. Finished 4th in the MVP voting, was an all-star. I mean, this guy is so incredibly talented. Going to be 24 in June next year, so he's so young with that talent, with that power, with that skill at the shortstop position. The sky's the limit. He is definitely a top 5 player in the league, which is crazy. For the 4th best player in Major League Baseball, I've got Juan Soto of the New York Mets. Oh my God, that will never get old to say. Woo! Juan Soto. I can't believe he's on the team that I root for. He was so good with the Yankees last year, and even in the postseason, part of the reason they made a run, he put the team on his back, along with Giancarlo Stanton, I know, but Juan Soto did a lot of the heavy lifting. Last year, despite his horrendous defense, right guys? Terrible defense, he was a near 8-win player, 41 homers, 31 doubles, 109 RBIs, a 288 average with a 419 on base, stop it, 568 slugging and a 989 OPS for an OPS plus at 178, the second highest of his career, finished third in the MVP voting, walked 10 more times than he struck out, because of course he did. He's almost walked 100 more times than he struck out in his career. That's insane. With that power, just got paid with the New York Mets, top 5 player in the league. Hurts me to do this, but the top 2 guys are insane. At number 3, Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. Another incredibly talented young shortstop in the league. He is one of the most fun players to watch in all of Major League Baseball. Was a 9-win player last year on the Kansas City Royals. Easily was the main reason why they made the postseason. 32 homers, 45 doubles, 11 triples, 109 RBIs with 31 stolen bases. Hit a Major League best 332 with a 389 on base, 588 slugging for an OPS at 977, OPS plus at 171. Finished second in the MVP voting. Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, All-Star. At shortstop, his glove is elite. It is the top of the top. And he turns 25 in June. Oh my God, Bobby Witt Jr. has an argument to be the best player in Major League Baseball if he has another season like he did last year. He's so dang good. Not at the number 1 spot this year. At number 2, I've got Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Dodgers. To be fair, if he pitches at all in 2025, he is going to be the best player in the league. Because at the plate as the DH, keep in mind, as a DH, not touching the field, he's the second best player in the league. What he did last year, we've never seen done before. A 50-50 season. That's right, 54 homers, 59 stolen bases. He also had 130 RBIs, 38 doubles, 7 triples, a 310 average, 390 on base, 646 slugging for an OPS at 1036, OPS plus at 190. Oh my God. Third MVP in 4 seasons. The year he didn't win it, he finished second. This dude is not from planet Earth. He is an alien. He is a freak. And again, if he throws 25 innings, he's the best player in baseball. I just can't believe he hits like this in pitches. It's so crazy. It's not fair. He's so good. Which makes it even more impressive that coming in as the best player in baseball, in my opinion, right now for 2025, is Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. The season that Aaron Judge put up last year, I think is almost being not talked about enough. These are video game numbers. He had a better season last year than the year when he hit 62 home runs. That doesn't make any sense. Last year, he was a 10-win player for the second time in 3 seasons. 58 homers, 36 doubles, a triple, and 144 RBIs with 10 stolen bases, while also playing center field, hitting .322 with a 458 on base. I mean, my God. 701 slugging, 1159 OPS for an OPS plus at 223. He was more than twice as good as a league average player. He won the MVP, All-Star Game, Silver Slugger, got intentionally walked 20 times too. And people don't want to pitch to you, you know you're a beast. It is incredibly impressive what Aaron Judge has done in his 9-year Major League career. He is easily on a Hall of Fame path. He's already accumulated 50 WAR in 9 seasons. I just have to give him the slight nod over Ohtani right now. He is the best player in the league. It is so razor thin between this top 3. But right now, Aaron Judge is the king of Major League Baseball. I got him as the best player in the league. So there they are, the top 50 players in Major League Baseball for the 2025 season. I'd love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? I want to hear what you're saying. Drop a like on the video. Again, there's so much work and effort that has gone into it. It really does help support the channel, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the baseball content. Just because the Christmas season's over doesn't mean I won't continue to upload, so make sure you are subscribed. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description, and that's where I'll wrap it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. Thank you again so much for an amazing 12 days of MLB rankings yet again. This is the 5th year I've done it. It's been so much fun. Can't wait for the baseball season. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you guys maybe like a couple days from now. Kind of need a break. I just did like 12 days in a row of ranking every single player in the league, but I'll catch you soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. See you guys next time. Bye.